Hello, and welcome back to episode 14 of No Silver Linings. I am your keeper, Merrick, and with me as always are our band of investigators. We'll do a little quick recap before we have our investigators do their introductions. Where we left it off last time, Ulick was in the kitchenette area of the rundown shack. Thunder and lightning filling the sky above the Silver Mines Mountains. The torrential rain beating down on top of the dilapidated cabin in which they find themselves in. And while Ulick was looking around, he heard something. It was in his head, but it almost sounded distant, like an echo of his commanding officer. Ulick, come, get down here, soldier. But after that, he kind of just shook it off. But he didn't have much time to think about it, because meanwhile outside in the corridor, everyone else was surprised to see three figures approaching the cabin and barging down the door. The decrepit remains of some miners. All their skin and lips, all a kind of, or whatever remained of their skin and lips, all a sickly bluish colour, and they went to attack them with means to kill. But the encounter went in the investigators' favour, and they dispatched the undead creatures, on which they found access to a locked door in the cabin, one right up against the cliff face of the mountains. And opening the door was a room, but the back wall was pure stone with a big hole leading down into the Silver Mines Mountains. Shaft number 4, hidden by this cabin. As they look down, there's nothing but blackness. All there is just their lantern light, something ominous. The air feels heavy, and they, I assume, approach that maw of darkness and delve further down into the mines. So with that, I'm sure everyone is very excited and eager to get going. So let's introduce our investigators. Dave, would you like to go first?
Hey, hi, yeah, I'm Dave, DM for the Software Saga and Journey to the Radiant Citadel over on the Emerald Collective Twitch streaming side of the house. But tonight, Matthew, I will be playing Ulick O'Shea, who is a World War I army man who saw some dark shit in the trenches, was subsequently sectioned and got out, and then came home to Silver Mines through some tragic incidents. And he is of the firm belief that everything that is not normal or real is down to the puka. Also, he loves treacle.
That he does. Thank you, Dave. Next up, then, we have Ryan.
Hi, guys. I'm Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, and that's Bodhi saying hello, as always. I am your friendly neighborhood wizard, and today I am playing Professor Montgomery Miles, a mild-mannered, learned man who enjoys the psychology of people, and I have some fascinating subjects of which I am investigating with. So this has been quite the challenge.
Very good. Thank you, Ryan. Next up, then, we have Keith.
Hello, my name's Keith, and I'm alone in the house, so if you hear noises in the background, we should all be very, very worried. I will be toying with Charlie Murphy. No, Charlie Mitchell. Charlie Murphy's a different character altogether, but might be more appropriate for the game. Charlie is your friendly neighborhood landlord who's a fan of the occult and has come down to explain he has already experienced some unseen voices in his head, some unreal tentacles in the toilet, and some unexplained chickens in the house. So God only knows, the gods, the cosmic horrors only know what's going to be down in this here tunnel. But I think he's very excited and intrepidous to find out.
Well, time will tell, my friend. Thank you very much, sir. And last but certainly not least, we have Dean.
Hello, guys. I'm Dean, or Dino Bags. I'm playing Benson Cartwright. I met these guys. Funny you should mention the chicken. It's brought back a memory. I met these guys in Iceland where we all fought over the last chicken in the shop. But I am playing Benson Cartwright, an investigator and a bit of a PI from Washington who fancies himself a bit of a witch hunter to try and see if there's any witches or any things that go bump in the night or tentacly in the toilet. And he has got his fair share so far and is thoroughly loving it.
All right, thank you very much. Well, without further ado, let's head into the mines. And again, as the curtain comes up, the four of you standing at this room in the shack, staring down into the mines, your lamplight only piercing mere yards of this blackness, this darkness that's within. the rain still kind of beating down against the roof of this shack, and again holes in the roof, so there's drips and drops, and it's rotting. There's a lot of wet rot in the shack as well. So it almost feels like a stiff breeze would knock this place down, but the wind is howling outside as well, so it's holding up fairly okay. But you feel this kind of heaviness standing in this room.
Those lads were wielding miners' axes, were they?
Correct and right.
I'll take one.
Okay. It is. Will remind you that they were all covered in silver nitrate.
Ah, shit.
Now you can, if you want to take time to like carefully dust it off and things like that, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that if I tried to carefully dust it off, it will be there will be a roll as to how successful I am, and I may not be.
We all know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Leave those friggin' dice alone.
So especially with my rolls in this fucking game, so that would be dog shite. So I will not, but I will look for something else like that looks like it could do damage.
You did. I can't remember now if I actually picked it up, but you did find a knife in the kitchen.
Knife in the kitchen. What am I
pretty
going to
sturdy
do?
kitchen knife.
Yeah, well, yes, he will take that then.
And I think Charlie has the lantern, and also Benson's like a bayonet or whatever hunting dagger or something.
It's like a longer
Like
knife.
a small machete kind of thing.
Say about what's 8-9 inches long.
What skill would I be using if I wanted to use the knife then?
Just fighting brawl.
I will actually try to dust off one of the picks because Monty Mars does not have any weapon at all.
Okay.
He just uses his bare hands at the moment.
Breaking bare hands, man's made of meat. Yeah.
As the others are kind of getting ready to descend into the cave, you see Ulick kind of putting in a fresh shotgun shell into the gun, and you see Charlie kind of, inspecting the knife Benson gave him as he shoves it into his belt and then fixes his lantern ready to go, and you see Benson then with his handgun reloading, clicking the revolver shut, and you are dusting off this pickaxe. But you give it a bit of you shake it a bit too vigorously. Dust kind of goes flying a bit. Can I ask you to make a constitution check, please? As
You can.
the dust kind of shoves up into your face, and that's a success. You're fine. You the dust kind of comes up into your face, but you instinctively close your eyes, hold your breath, and you just kind of bat away the dust. But you are successful in clearing the pickaxe of the poisonous dust. So you're free to use that.
Excellent.
For the viewers at home, we get a 32 over 60.
So I failed the dex check just for everyone. It was 74 over 35. I failed it quite badly. And then, success on the constitution save.
All these rolls are just making Miles turn into WE wrestler. It's like, breathes it in, does nothing.
Yeah.
Pulls the head off of a corpse.
Rips the head off a corpse.
Yeah, dips his hands in the chalk and just sniffs it in.
He's just going to use the corpse head as a glove.
I can use it as a mace. Just swing it from the spine and just club people with the head.
That is the
It would be
most
amazing.
brutal thing I've ever heard. I love it. And I'm here for it. So, gentlemen, what's next?
Monty, you decided to pull the moves out of the bag there. That was balls to the wall awesome.
Well, I boxed in college and stuff. I'm not complete without, skills.
What happened, lads? I missed it. I was in the kitchen.
Well, Professor here decided to twist the poor son of a bitch's neck shut.
Holy Jesus.
That's the quickest way to disarm these are to disable their head from their body.
I suppose Ulick will look down at the one that Monty fucking dismembered and just go, with the 24 balls of the 12 apostles. That's some work, boy. Do you ever think about joining the Royal Irish?
Unfortunately, there seems to be a particular sort of candidate that is suitable for that, such as one who is fit and healthy, and also it tends to be mostly of Irish descent.
I can get you a bogus passport. Would you get you in?
Could you get me a bogus accent as well? Because I think that might be needed.
We'll just say you're taking the piss.
Oh, all right.
The lads love that.
No, that's pirate. That's not even Irish.
You ever been in the trenches? It's great crack.
Yes.
Anyway,
Maybe I'll just keep my mouth shut and you could say I was a mute. There you go.
Absolutely. Right, let's get out of these fucking mines. That's what we're going to do when we fight. If we go down there, like there's something bigger down there. We're just going to blow these mines up and get the fuck out, right? That's the plan.
Yes, I believe so.
Good plan, yes.
Yes, I think we're just going to jump in and drop these sticks of dynamite and run back out. I think
That's right.
just try and close the mines down, close the shots.
I think controlled charges would be better. Key points that would collapse it in completely. Otherwise, they may be able to reopen it of a later date. So yes, I think exploding it would be the best course of action. But I believe we should do it in a manner that would actually work.
Yes, excellent plan. Charlie is going to take out the map of the mines that we have, which shows the 6 shafts, and it has notes on all of them to describe different areas such as copper deposits, zinc deposits, prone to flooding, cave-in, unstable, narrow passage, etc., etc. Can we somehow, Keeper, can we determine from that, can we do some sort of a roll to find out where and when the best dynamite locations are?
I'd ask you all to make an idea roll, which is your intelligence.
66 over 85.
45 over 65.
I've got 34 over 65.
I got an 84 over 80. 80! Jesus!
Can you not use
Right.
your points?
I am spending luck on that one. A fucking 4.
We've all
We're
made
all
it, though.
swearing.
We've all
Very
made it.
well. As soon as Charlie kind of talks out loud about strategically placing the charges, you all, almost at the same time, instantly remember what Peter Houlihan said. He said the best place to drop those explosives is down at the back where the structures are weakest.
Balls. And the very back of the shaft.
Yeah, where the structures are the most kind of brittle, because early on in the shaft, the kind of first half, we'll say, has been kind of dug and excavated to a very high standard, whereas the further in you go, the less kind of effort that was put in. And even more so if these creatures were dwelling in there, in the far reaches of the dark, dank mine.
From experience, I can say that the tip of the shaft is always the easiest to damage. I think that's where we should start.
So we all had the same idea. We're like, oh. Right, so let's just fucking get us all wet, lads, right? Now,
Well,
look,
we gotta drop this load at the base of the shaft, is that what we're saying?
I just hope it doesn't impact on the surface. Now, I've got some dynamite,
You have 2 sticks of dynamite.
right?
We were given dynamite by someone.
Is there any excess dynamite left over in this cave, Mark, like where the cabin is?
No, not from where. I think you searched all the rooms. You didn't encounter any.
Oh, sorry, not from the house. I meant from the entrance of the actual mine. We're not there yet, though, right? But yeah.
No. Looking around, even if there was, like, the amount of water leaking from the roof would have saturated it, because everything in this room and almost everything in the cabin was kind of soaked.
Is one stick enough to do it?
I wouldn't think so.
Alright, so there's no point in separating them up if, like, one of us is just liquidized.
Well, I mean, we under our investigation, we worked out that shaft 4 is indeed the one that where this problem seems to be happening from. So I think as long as we class that one, it'd be.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? If we're halfway down shaft 4 and someone comes out the side and grabs me and fucking dismembers me limb from limb, I'm the one with the 2 sticks of dynamite. Do you know what I mean? So whoever has the fucking dynamite, I think we should group around them, make sure they're fucking protected. And then once the fucking dynamite's in the wall, you're on your own. I'm the fuck out of there now, lads. Once it's running time, it's running.
Yes, agreed. I think also, yes, having we have 2 sticks. If ideally we want to have both of them, but if something does happen to one of us, I think we should separate the sticks. I think maybe
That's what I was wondering about, lads.
Monty, you've proved yourself quite capable so far. Would you be interested in holding a stick, or does anybody else want to bring a stick with?
Benson's taking a big drag of the stogie and he's like, I don't think it's safe in my hands.
Neither way.
Yes, you seem a little flammable.
I would be happy to take one, of course, yeah, if it is needed. I feel this should be also said, as I will be carrying one piece of it, if it was to be that I was to be taken or grabbed, or it looked like there was no other way. Mr. Cartwright, I give you full permission to take aim at the stick.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, Professor.
Absolutely, I'd much rather get out, but yes, I don't wish to have a forlorn death.
Have you got a lighter?
I do not.
Well then, Mr. Cartwright, I suggest once you finish that stogie, you hand over your lighter to that man there.
Benson's going to put the stogie out that he was smoking. It's nearly done. Lights another one. Not a problem. And as he lights it, gives Monty the lighter. Here you go, Professor. I expect that back. And he's going to turn down the entrance to the shaft and take a big drag so the shaft, that sort of illumination with the end of his stogie. I think we need to venture forth, guys. What?
Agreed. Let's go. Charlie holds up the lamp.
You taking the lead, Charlie?
Starts making his way. Yeah, I guess if I've got the lamp.
Benson's got his balls right now. He'll have the pistol out if you want to be behind me shining the torch, and I'm just walking with the stogie. I don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. That's no problem. I also have
happy to take the rear and make sure none of those lads come back in. I'll take the rear now. The rear of the shaft.
The rear of the shaft.
I think it'd be important to keep the two people to dynamite separated as well. So we'll probably go one on one, right?
The doorway that we leave, or that I'm in, I'm gonna put, the wee sensor that was around his wrist, unravel it. It's just a big silver chain with a wee ball on one end and a wee cross thing at the other. I want to see if it'll attach to either side of it. It's quite noisy. It's loads of wee medallions and stuff on it, so if it falls we could hear it, but if it's too far away we won't.
Yeah, I'll say that's fine. Yeah,
I'm trying to stick with his hyper alertness.
That should be fine. So with the lantern in hand, Charlie and Benson pretty much directly in front of you, the two of you kind of take the lead, almost walking side by side, but you're just maybe a step back, going down. As soon as you pass underneath the rocky facade that is the mine shaft, the actual lie of the land seems to change. You're going a little steeper down than you were actually first expecting to. You were kind of probably expecting to be going straight on and then down a little bit, but no, this kind of go not at a harsh angle or anything. You kind of do have to kind of watch your footing a little bit. You don't need to make any roll for it or anything like that, but this descent seems to go on for a little while. No, not too long. You're kind of taking your time at first. You can still kind of see the odd flash of lightning up at kind of a 30-degree angle up as you're descending further down into the mine, but that heavy air, that heavy atmosphere just seems to grow as you pass through the kind of limestone rock, and because of the torrential rain outside and clints and kind of grikes at the top of the mountain that's kind of letting the water trickle down in through these mine shafts, gives the whole mine shaft this kind of wet texture, this wetness look, and you can see the kind of calcification of the limestone in places as you're walking by, glimmering in your lantern light. You come to this kind of fork in the road, or in the tunnel. As you approach, kind of consulting your map, I take it you probably, Benson, you might have the map out or something if you like, while Charlie is kind of leading with, or beside you with the lantern, kind of just to navigate your way. And
I think if Benson has the gun and is kind of going behind me and to one side, I think Charlie would have the knife would be tucked into his belt, so I'd have the map folded up in one hand and the lantern in the other. So I'm checking and I'm looking.
So you know from the map that this kind of left path in the fork leads towards a dead end, but there are silver deposits. But the right turn kind of goes further into the mine, and it's not long after that before you come to another fork in the road. Can I ask you all to make a power roll as the atmosphere seems to intensify a small bit? And by a small bit, I mean a lot.
Where's power when it's high now?
Lads, 86 over 70, for fuck's sake.
Just to mention as well, Mark, once Monty sees evidence of the silver nitrate in the air, he's going to be dosing his scarf thing that's around his face with the stuff that he made.
Just to remind you guys, you have a few gas masks as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely throw them on.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we go for them as well.
Yep, gas mask up.
Oh, hard success.
Do we all get gas masks? I can't remember.
I think you bought 2, and I think you found 2, so I think you might have 4, if memory serves. I didn't keep a note of that.
And look at that, there's 4 of us. That's mathematics, kids.
So why don't you tell everyone what you guys rolled?
Charlie got a 37 over 60, which is a 60.
Benson got a 68 over 45. That means I'm going to die.
Ulick got an 86 over 70.
And Monty Miles got a 31 over 70, which is a hard success.
Very good.
Hard success in the shaft.
Hard success in the shaft.
Jesus Christ.
Charlie and Montgomery, you approach this kind of this area of the mine, and you notice, Charlie, as you're kind of holding the lantern and looking at the map, you walk forward and you bump into Benson's shoulder, who's just stopped. Montgomery, you hear no footsteps behind you because you notice that Ulick has stopped walking. Ulick, what you hear, and only you, echoing up the further in from the shaft in the mines. O'Shea, where are you? This is your captain, your superior officer. Your men are down here. You need to release us. You need to dig us out of here. Benson, what you hear is this a voice you recognize from your past. A young woman says, "Mr. Cartwright, it's okay. I'm down here. This is where we go. But I just want you to know it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. Just let it go. You can release me now."
Ulick will just be standing there going, "My men are dead. My men are dead. My men are fucking dead. What the fuck? My men are fucking dead. They're dead."
So we've noticed, me and Charlie have noticed this, right?
You've noticed that the two boys have stopped walking, but you didn't hear anything.
So once I hear Ulick start kind of jabbering like he is, and after hearing what Charlie went through, like in the car and then also in the bar, Monty's just going to go up to Ulick and just give him a gentle slap to kind of snap him out of it.
Nice.
Benson's saying nothing, but he's crying.
Can I ask you both to make a sanity roll, please?
You son of a bitch. He's not crying, he's giving 2 thumbs up.
Son of a bitch must pay.
Oh! Get it all up in your
That's fucking hell. What is with my dog shit rolls? 90 over 69.
Apparently Call of Cthulhu doesn't like you, Dave.
I've literally rolled a 39 over 40. I don't know what it is. The lower my sanity, the better my rolls are with it.
Benson, that's 0 sanity loss, and Ulick, that's 3 sanity loss.
I know it wasn't my fault, but I could have done more.
The worst thing about that is the fact that Ulick is no longer on 69 sanity.
Yeah, it makes me sad. It's not nice.
Charlie will kind of like go to hold the lantern up and look around kind of past Benson to see, and what he sees is like, Benson, what do you see? Is there something out?
I don't see anything, but I can hear someone in my head.
No, to you it felt like it came up from the mines, not in your... Yeah.
I can hear someone down there. It sounds like someone I knew, but it can't be her. She died.
Charlie, a kind of like cold stillness will come over Charlie's face, and his body will straighten up. And yes, I understand. I heard that. I heard that thing before. Stay stern. We know that it's not real.
Benson hears the murmur in Charlie's voice, and I give you a friendly elbow to the ribs. We're all hearing it, so you're not fucking crazy. We all are.
I don't know if that's a relief or if that's us all down to hell.
It'll make for a good story in the pub.
How are we doing back there? Everybody okay? Anybody else hearing anything?
Yeah.
You okay?
No.
Can you keep it together?
My men, my captain. Can't be my captain. I saw him. Hundreds of the men, all of them, walking down the trenches, walking in to a pit, all marching single file down towards a stone door, to which they opened and they all walked in. I remember it now. That was halfway across the world. How could it be down here?
And not.
The only way we're going to find out is getting down this shaft. And you can only believe in what you don't know. And if you know they're dead, you don't have to believe in this.
Let's fucking go. Let's get it over with. Fuck.
Ulick, as you plow on ahead a couple of steps further, as Charlie walks a few steps further even as well, you can see now just at the edge of the lantern light, they're bathing in that gentle flicker of oil lit light. You can see a kind of small body of water on just the left hand side of the mine path, and then you can actually see that it veers off into another path as well. So consulting your map, Charlie, you know that again this fork in the path, you can see one is kind of the flooded path, and then the other one is a narrow passage. You can see that the water trickling down the rocks into this kind of, what it is, it's a steep descent, and it's just a pool of water. and you can see that the top of the shaft goes down as well, so you would have to completely submerge yourself under the water to carry on. Or you could go down the other route, the right passage, which is beginning to narrow, becoming a kind of it might be a bit of a tight squeeze for those of the larger gentlemen.
I will explain that to the rest of the group, and also suggest that even though it's putting us in a more vulnerable position, the narrow passage is probably the best, because if the dynamite gets wet, we're in trouble.
Fuck the dynamite, I'm not letting go of this stogie.
Yes, indeed. Do you think, and I'll hold up the lantern up high and kind of test to see, Benson, I think that if you go ahead, I can keep the lantern up high and the light should shine past you, so if you have your firearm loosened and ready for action, maybe then if anything does attack, you can
blow its fucking head off.
Well, yes, not to put too fine a point on it. Yes, indeed.
Alright, I'll go first. This is fucking awesome.
Before, I take it you're all going the narrow passage then.
We're going to try.
Can I go to the body of water and just reach my hand down in it and see if there's anything that went in, or might have, if there's anything of value or use within arm's reach the inside of that? Now I may get dragged in by some elder tower, but that's a chance I'm willing to take.
Just leave the dynamite behind. Just leave, and any weapons. We'll just keep the dynamite and anything useful, weapons and whatnot.
You place your hand into the water first at kind of wrist length, but then you kind of reach in a bit further to elbow length, then all the way to your shoulder. You feel around. You can't find anything except for just bare rock. You don't feel anything trying to pull you in either.
Nothing in there, lads, but just hold on a minute now, I need a fucking piss now.
Is there any evidence of these creatures that came out of it? Footprints, shuffle marks, drag marks, anything like that?
Sure, I'll ask you to make a track roll then, Professor.
No.
Yeah, it's dark.
74 over 10.
It's dark and wet, it's not gonna...
And can I just clarify, Keeper, the miners didn't come from the mine, they came from outside the cabin, right?
That's true.
Okay, so nothing we've encountered has come out from inside here, it's come from the outside in.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to check for.
Don't
to
give
make
him
sure.
fucking ideas, lads.
We don't need to give him ideas.
Can I ask, of all the investigators, is there anyone with a size of 60 or greater? So if you look on your character sheet for size, S-I-Z.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meets it beats it, I'm 60, yeah. Can I spend a luck point and bring my size down to 59?
Charlie, I take it yours is less than 60?
Yeah, I'm only 40.
You will be able to navigate the narrow passage without having to make a roll, but everyone else who is between 60 and 74 can roll dexterity skill roll. Anyone who's 75 or greater will have to roll a dexterity with a penalty die.
Alright, as usual, there's a failure, 46 out of 45.
46 could you use like a
Do you
fucking
know
thing?
what? I have 10 luck left. I'm going to use... Oh, sorry, I clicked luck instead of thing. Which was also a failure. I will go into edit mode. I'll use one luck
This is
to
to
make
go.
that.
This is to go through the narrow passage.
46 over 45, Dave. That is just...
Roll a penalty die. Is that what you said?
Is your size 75 or more?
Oh, 65.
Oh no, 65 is fine. Just roll. You don't need a penalty dice. Just
Deadly. Not a
So
problem.
it's only if you were 75 or more that you roll a penalty, correct? Okay.
Yeah. So I rolled 46 over 45, and which is a failure, and I am going to spend a luck point to make it a success, bring it down to 45 over 45.
Okay,
Very
and then
good.
I, at size 70, rolled and got a success of 31 over 35.
Benson just sissy that walk right through, flaps the coat back. Let's go, guys.
Professor Miles is just sucking it in. Shimmy.
God damn, you
I'm
got
like,
sexy,
I'm
sir.
like a spider. I can just flatten myself out.
As you guys are kind of just shimmying across down this passage, and it goes on for a little bit, you're all kind of flattened up against the wall, and at times it gets really, really tight where you even have to kind of stop breathing for a second to just kind of, inhale, or exhale completely, shall we say, and then shimmy a bit more, and it's that tight that you don't even have that room to breathe, and it gets really, and the ceiling even gets or the roof, should I say, gets low, and it becomes a really cramped space. And Charlie, the with all the rock and the bodies in here, there's very little kind of lamplight. Anyone who's at the kind of back of the road is basically shimmying in next to near complete darkness. And you guys continue to navigate this tunnel. thankfully, because of the successful skill rolls, you're able to come out the other side.
Benson gets out the other side and just runs a hand through his hair. That was tight.
I've had tighter.
And indeed, you all emerge. The tunnel seems to go down just one. Now you can see where it reconvenes as well with that kind of flooded route, that flooded passage, and you can see that there's only one other way down the mine shaft before you reach the next kind of fork in the road, as per your map, shall we say.
Where we rejoined where that flooded passage was, and it joins into one, is the water coming from the passage we're heading towards? Or was that just a pocket of water? It's
a pocket of water, and you can actually still see, droplets of water and even slight streams of water trickling down the walls of the cave. You presume because it's raining so heavily outside that it's just being filtered all down through the rock. Right. So you kind of think it's flooded because of the torrential rain.
Okay, so I haven't got to worry about flooding us out if we explode these.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I presume as you venture on a little further, it gets to a point where
Is there any other noise coming from down the corridor that we should?
No, nothing. It's been relatively silent. You get the sound of
or
no,
footsteps.
nothing like that. No, the only noise you do hear is the trickling of water.
Are there any typewriters to save our progress?
No, but you do find a blue herb.
Oh no! No!
Yeah, it's a bad part in a Resident Evil game when the blue herbs are showing up.
I wonder. So, Keeper, would it take much with the pickaxe to make it so that gap in the wall was a little bit easier to get through if we're doing a hasty retreat?
You'd have to spend a considerable amount of time.
Okay, so we're fucked. Like once that starts, we need to run, and we need to get through that tight squeeze. If we don't. Is there a way
you can take your chances on the flooded route?
Well, that's it. Is there a way to determine like how long that would be then?
As per the map, you judge the narrow passage to be slightly longer. On the map for everyone listening as well, the flooded route seems to be kind of like a straight line, whereas the narrow passage that the guy shimmy through kind of seems to go in like an arc, kind of a crescent shape. It would be difficult to swim with a broken arm, though.
Yeah. Okay. So we're okay.
Also, we don't know how much of it is underwater, so we don't know how long you have to hold your breath.
Well, that's what I was about to ask before. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can go and test it now if you like, but I mean, we just have to do it really. So I think we either make it or we won't.
Looking at this side of the junction on the map. So at the end of F and G, as it joins on to where C is on the map, is it reasonable to work out whether this would be, if we needed to, this would be a good conjunction point to blow up to stop anything coming through? Like, say we were unsuccessful further in the mine and something was chasing us out. Would this be a
probably
good...
reckon if you want to get like so if the right back at the end of the shaft fails, you reckon probably maybe point H would probably be a good backup plan.
H, okay, perfect, cool.
Which is for everyone listening at home around 3/4 of the way into the mine. They're just past halfway.
It also says dangerous levels of silver nitrate at point H.
Yeah, go figure. Mm-hmm. And you're at that kind of juncture there. You're about halfway through the mines now, and like you're going at a steady pace, and it's been a few minutes now, but so far you think if you completely like run for your lives, so far you're in with a good chance. Like if you were to sprint and shimmy really fast or swim really fast, you reckon you'd be out of the mine shaft and
coming through the sort of narrow crevice. Do we have a better understanding of it, leaving us, getting through it? We don't have to navigate it.
That's.
The professor knows how to suck his belly in, get the nips up.
That's fair, actually. You kind of know. You kind of know where
problem.
I will give you all a little boon when the time comes. That's a fair point. If you don't ask, you don't get. So
I'm going to cast a 7 level spell and ship water.
So it's the end of B that we have to get to, is it?
Past B.
Yes. Past B.
Yeah.
and that's where we need
to the
minus.
unlabeled part of the map, basically. Yeah, and as you're kind of walking down the mine shaft, you're kind of starting to feel that familiar tinge of kind of your throat is starting to get a bit dry, and your eyes are starting to sting a little bit. You're kind of feeling like you're getting into areas of silver nitrate here.
So yeah, gas mask on.
I figured, yeah.
Mask.
Slap it on, snap it at the back. My fucking hair. Am I someone's father?
And what about the stogie, man? The stogie.
Stogie
has to go.
He's just hotboxing.
He's just holding it.
Okay.
Then every now and again he's just giving it a wee.
inside the gas mask.
Nice.
It's like a wee grim dark orange amber glow out of it.
Oh my god, Benson must be infected by the silver nitrate. Oh no, it's just the smoke in his eyes.
Well, it's completely fortunate that all four of you happen to have a gas mask, because you bypassed a particularly dangerous and hazardous part of the mines. I'm not going to make you do any skill rolls for it, because everyone. Charlie was thinking ahead and bought some gas masks. Well done, sir.
In the shaft, and Charlie's thinking ahead.
Yay!
Cool. So yeah, like again, you're taking your time, you're treading carefully, but you're kind of keeping a mental map of the layout of this place for your. I presume because you're kind of planning your retreat as well, Ulick in particular, and you get past that point B. Now the map has no information on what lies ahead, and you're getting to this point in the mines. And you know the caves are starting to narrow, and you can actually even tell once you get past that point to the unlabeled part of the map that you know there's far fewer buttresses, and the buttresses that are there are very crudely made, and you know a lot of not properly reinforced, and it just looks like the rock that has been kind of dug through and excavated is just the bare minimum has been done. So you're all walking in like single file, and it's cramped and it's tight. And then Charlie, I presume you're in front with the lantern, and you eventually get to this point right at the end of the map where there is a drop, just a straight 90-degree angle drop. Now the light of your lantern can just see the bottom. It's about 20 foot down, so it's a little bit of a jaunt down. You could try and climb, or you could kind of like hang off the edge and jump down. Up to you.
Ulick's not getting down or up there.
There's no gradient on it or anything like that?
No, it's a steep drop.
How heavy is Ulick?
He's size. He's tall and thin. He's about six foot, I think. But yeah, there's some weight in him. He's size 60, so he's not like overweight. He would be heavy for his size.
Can Charlie take a look around and see again backpack and ropes? Is there anywhere he can secure a rope to, and that we can use for climbing?
Make a luck roll, Charlie.
Ooh, Dele! I'm glad I spent my luck points on stuff.
That's why it's always a gamble when you're spending luck.
Shit, that's 83 over 26.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can see that would kind of properly secure a rope, and you wouldn't want to risk tying them to the shoddy buttresses.
Yeah, well, that was going to be the next question, but yeah, you did describe them as being shoddy. So.
Is there anything already set up here as a way to get in and out by the people that were down here trying to mine? Because if they were researchers, I'm assuming they would have had some sort of lift system to lift up any artifacts or items they found.
That's a fair point. Why don't you make a spot hidden roll?
Oh, boys! Called a Cthulhu is mine.
Put a tick next to spot hidden. That's an 11 over 25.
I already have a spot.
20.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Like, it's hard to see in this darkness, but you just catch at the edge of Charlie's kind of lantern light, just peering down that drop. You can see the kind of rotting ruins of like a wooden kind of pulley system, maybe like they had nothing too like robust or anything like that, but it's in shambles. The parts of it you can see, but it was a basic kind of pulley system for kind of just bringing up buckets of rock at a time.
Can I go over then and investigate it to see whether it would be strong enough to maybe lower you?
No, this is down in the.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there. You're looking down on it.
What length of rope do we have? What length? Is it a 50 feet of hempen rope?
I just assumed that it was going to be 50 feet of hempen rope.
We'll say you have enough to do the 20 foot.
Yeah, so yeah. I suppose...
I'm going to tie it around me. Benson's going to tie himself off.
I suppose, is there any... What do we think? Do we need... Maybe if we just lower one of us down?
Well, the first one to go down is going to be Ulick. Take that boomstick and get to the bottom and we'll make ourselves down.
My hold is that I've got one fucking good arm. If I'm going down there, I'm not coming back up.
If you go down there and you can't get back up, you can bet your sweet ass I'm coming down as well.
if you three are able to hold me, I would maybe suggest I would go down, seeing as though I'm the only one who has been unaffected by this, whatever it is, this puka.
I'll go last. I don't mind making the plunge.
I will point out that I'm the smallest. I think Ulick is not got any huge amount of strength for luring anybody. So I don't know what kind of. Sorry, Keeper. Do we think what would we just as a rough guess, if we wanted to lower one of us down, how many of us would it take?
Well, the way I'd rule it is, it would be if whoever is being the anchor for the rope, we'll say, if their strength is lower than the person's size, they will need to make a strength check. Or you could try and again climb or jump down by yourself, but that would require a jump or a climb roll.
And what's that?
Charlie is
dexterity or
40, so that's why I think he's probably going to be easiest one to lower down.
Yeah, he's strength 50, and I could lower you down gracefully like a little princess.
Yes, well, perhaps if we start.
And you have the light as well.
To have a look. I'll go down and I suppose I'll go down with the lantern, and then you just be ready to pull me back up very, very quickly. And if all going well, you can toss down the dynamite, and I can set it, and hopefully, maybe we can just. If everything goes well, I can go down, and this will be the end of the mine. I can come back up, we can light the dynamite, toss it down, and then we can all get the fuck out of here. But if worst case scenario is, and I have to keep going on my own to set the dynamite, then that's just, I think, something that I'll have to do.
If I had 2 good arms, I'd go with you.
I know you would. You'd be the first one down.
But there's no getting back up here.
No, definitely not in your condition.
For me, anyway. I tell you what I will do. I'll sit here. I'll wait for you to come back, because then coming behind you, I'll blow its fucking head off.
Good shot. Keeper, actually, how many firearms do we have on our person? Is that shotgun?
Shotgun by 1 and revolver by 1.
We've ammo for both.
2 shotgun shells and I believe 8 rounds of.
I have 8. Well, I shot 3 on the wall, and I shot 1 there.
You had 12
thing's
starting
head.
off, I think.
I had 12, so that's 4. I've got 8 left. Yeah.
Okay. Any better ideas?
Other than I don't think you should go alone, I'm happy to hang and drop. It's not too far of a drop, and I cover a good bit of the distance from my height.
Well, why don't you get ready, and I'll go down first, and then
Okay.
if you don't hear anything from me, or if I scream like a schoolgirl, you could follow me down.
Okay.
Excuse me, who? I wasn't screaming like a schoolgirl. It was a manly roar.
So if I have the situation correct, then Ulick obviously is going to stay up because he can't physically climb down with a broken left
Climb
arm.
back up is his mind.
Well, yeah. Benson is going to serve as the anchor for Charlie, who's going to be lowered, and then Professor Miles is going to climb down after Charlie. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
The one thing I would ask there is, Ulick, if you could tie the other end of the rope to you, Benson, you hold on to the rope, and if I need to make a swift exit, Charlie, you start running, or Ulick, you start running, and Benson, you start lifting. I know, Ulick, you haven't got much of an arm to pull, but if the rope's around your waist, you can just walk away.
I can see this Benny Hill thing where he runs and his trousers blow off.
Well, if he rolls for it, he will.
If it were just Ulick, would he be able to engineer a kind of a situation where he could wrap the rope around his arm, put a foot on it? Sorry, pull.
I would give you a penalty die for that.
Yeah, but he can, but within the realm of physics, that even with penalty dice, that it would be something that he could do.
Look, okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, as Charlie is securing the rope around his waist, and Benson is kind of giving the rope enough slack. I'm not gonna make you roll anything, but I'm just going to ask you, Charlie, for a climb skill check. This is just to see how things go. It's not going to impact on you safely.
So it could be like a movie intro where you're coming down with a lantern, or it could be like Acme.
Yep.
Impact was the wrong word to use there, but yeah. Before he goes,
no, you have the situation figured out. You'll get down safely. This is just more to set the scene.
Cool. Charlie will say, Also, I know I said if I shout or anything like that, if you can't communicate with me, if something gets into my head, and some ungodly reason I start seeing things and going a bit doolally again, just pull me back up, because I'll need to get out of there.
Charlie, the safe word's pineapples. You hear me shout pineapples? You're okay.
Good to know. And we'll all have pineapples soon. Okay, oh fuck, that's a super fader. 66 over 20 for my client.
That's fine, because you had a plan. You know, if you didn't have a rope attached, maybe the outcome would be different. But yeah, as you kind of just place both feet before the drop, you just take a deep breath in. You know, you just let go. Benson has caught the slack on the rope, and you're just kind of. You just kind of are let down, but it's not as graceful as you were expecting it to be. You just kind of, 2 feet flat on the ground, and just the echo in this large dome section of the mines. It seems to be much more widely excavated, and you shine your torch up. Professor Miles, are you coming immediately after before I continue with Charlie, or? Are you starting to climb down now, or?
I would be starting to climb down, yeah.
Yeah, make that climb roll.
Oh, this is going to suck. Oh my god!
Oh, boy.
Do it, ladies and gentlemen.
10 over 20. The guys
Call of Cthulhu is your game, Ryan.
It really is.
Ryan.
Screw D&D. I'm Call of Cthulhu all the way now.
That is a 10 over 20 for a hard success. So, Montgomery, seeing that Charlie is down by himself, you just kind of you pick up the pace climbing down, and you get this down. You get the right hand and footholds, and you get down in jig time, and you get down safely. Benson, Ulick, you can literally only see like the tops of their heads, and as you take a step or two further into this kind of big dugout section of the cave, you guys see mostly again the limestone rock, the wet limestone rock with the bits of calcification kind of bleeding out of bits and areas here and there. It's generally flat surfaced, the ground, but then you shine your lantern around this area, and the light hits the other end, directly opposite to where you are. This kind of clear, almost like a crystal type of rock, and encased in it, the first thing that catches your eye are the eyes. 2 milky white eyes, accompanied by a third milky white eye where the forehead would be. Assuming this thing had a human-like anatomy, which it doesn't, what you see entombed in this crystal rock is this, at the size of a double-decker bus, an octopus-like creature. It's wrapped in its own tentacles. It has a discernible face, just the eyes though, no mouth. And you can see, even though this thing is kind of frozen, entombed in this rock, you can just see this kind of, you're just drawn to its eyes, this kind of milky miasma. You can see the swirling liquid white of the 3 eyes. Can I ask you both to make a sanity check, please?
Oh, here, Fluke, the artwork has 2 little boys with that lantern.
Oh yes, more artwork. Oh,
compliments of Becca and Quadruple
Becca
Bacon.
at her finest. Yeah, that's amazing.
Becca, fine work.
Oh, I don't want to roll this one.
Got her inside the lantern.
Wait, what do we have to do now? I don't want to roll things.
Sanity check for the 2 of you guys, Charlie and...
I'm always excited to roll when I'm playing D&D. I always fucking don't want to roll in this game.
This shit
Go
is
closer,
balls
you
back
roll
inside
first.
you.
Okay. Success! 34 out of 50. Oh, you fucking legend.
Okay, here we go.
Apparently a sturdy.
Oh, come on. If you get a green here...
Oh my success!
Jesus
Me,
Christ.
Ryan.
How the fuck are you doing this?
Get fucked, Puka. You are not getting me.
7 over 69.
7 over 69.
Real.
It can't get into my head, lads. It can't. I'm too thick skull.
You're bulletproof, baby. That is...
So Charlie, you're still going to lose 3 sanity, and Professor Miles, you're going to lose 3 sanity as well.
Oh, what? Okay.
Because this is the first time you've ever seen an eldritch horror, and thankfully you're able to kind of not fully process it maybe at this moment in time. But yeah, this gigantic octopus
Think about that
creature thing with a kind almost humanoid head minus the mouth and ears is just almost bearing down upon you, and you feel like it's talking to you, but it's silence. The two boys up there with the rope, they just see you guys they don't even see you anymore. You're just standing there, but Benson doesn't feel the rope kind of going any further. And as you kind of look into this thing's eyes, can I ask you both also to make a power roll? And Charlie, you will be making this a penalty die. I was going to say disadvantage. This is not D&D.
Hit. That's a failure.
You still roll that penalty because you could still fumble.
5.
So it's a 75 over 60.
75 over 60. Fucking Ryan.
What is Ryan? Ryan's just taking everyone else's successes. He's like a success vampire in Call of Cthulhu.
Never playing poker with you, never playing anything. No.
Dude, listen, everyone
41 over 70.
Watch
Nice.
me play. I am rubbish when it comes to rolling dice. This is just magic.
So what happens next is
41 over 70, yes.
41 over 70 for Professor Miles. And what happens next is Professor, you see this thing and you're aghast for a minute, and you're frozen. You've never seen such a thing before in your life. Literally, nearly no one else has, by your knowledge. But just tunnel vision. You're not look. You managed to break contact with these three milky eyes.
Don't make eye contact.
But you go to nudge Charlie for the dynamite and just get the hell out of here. But you see Charlie just eyes wide open, slack jawed, just looking up at this thing.
With eyes wide open.
And it just turns to... I'm taking over player agency here now, Keith, sorry. But he just starts undoing the knot at his waist, and he goes, I must release it. And he just starts...
I'm tackling him to the ground.
Okay.
I'm totally putting Charlie on the ground.
Charlie's going to try and resist, so that'll be a fighting brawl check for yourself, Professor Miles. And Charlie, you can roll to either dodge or fight back.
We can't see them. We can see the lantern, but not them.
I think we'll be fight back. I was just going to say, Ryan, please
don't rip his head off.
Don't fucking screw up your success. But
Ryan's all about the narrative dice.
Yeah,
73
Always
over 25. Good work. So
on,
what am I doing?
You can either fight back or dodge. So fighting brawl or just dodge.
According to this, I guess it's a dodge,
Yeah,
which is
that's
the
fine.
most likely to succeed.
What you're trying to do is get closer to this thing to dig it out by any means necessary. So I'll give you that agency there.
Could I also scream to Benson to pull him back out?
Yeah, he still hasn't undone the knot. Yeah.
Okay. Benson, pull him out! Pull him out now!
You look at my arm.
You can just see Charlie just trying to undo his arm. No, I must release it, he says.
It's 31 over 22 for a dodge, which is a failure,
Okay.
but I don't know how that works when it's comparative to...
Yeah, no, nothing happens. So what I will ask Benson at this moment in time is for a strength check.
No problem. I've just seen Zordon. I'm the Green Power Ranger. Job done. 84 over 50. Not happening.
Charlie is still getting that knot undone.
Can I say as well that I had asked that the other end of the rope was tied around Ulick. So even though Ulick's got a bad arm, he's got the other rope around his waist. So he just has to walk away from me, and he's dragging me like a thing.
Okay.
I will
That's
clarify
fair.
that it's not tied around Ulick, but it is wrapped like 5 times around his arm.
I'll allow
and
Ulick
that's-
to make a strength check as well with a penalty die.
Yeah, I'm yoinking at it, and he's yoinking at it. In my head, though, Miles has tackled Charlie, and we're trying to drag the two of them.
Keeper, can you explain just for me and for the listeners how the penalty die works again?
So yeah, you roll as normal, a D100, which is a 10s die and a 100s die. You roll the 100s die twice, and you take the higher one.
So here comes
God damn
the
it,
strength
Bobby.
roll, which is a success. That is a 45 over 55. But now I have to roll a D10, and that becomes the new 10s unit.
Yes,
So
correct.
10s instead of units. Okay, so here it goes.
So roll a 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Or another 4, or a 5 will do it.
Zip,
do
zap,
one.
skibbity bap. That's a
Correct,
6. That's a
50-50 chance.
65 over 55. That becomes a fail.
Your arm pops off.
Do you have any luck?
Not enough, I don't think.
Not enough. He's run out of luck. 60. Certainly doesn't have 10. He's
Luck
9.
is not on your side. You can actually both try and push the roll, but you'd have to explain to me how you're pushing the roll. But just always remember, if you fail a pushed roll, something bad will happen.
And we can't add luck to a push roll.
You cannot add luck to a pushed roll.
You're a fucking slave driver, you whip cracking son of a bitchy.
All the while, Charlie is writhing, trying to get this knot undone. I must release it. It wants me to. I must.
So if I push, what's the mechanic for a push?
You just roll again.
Roll the whole
Strength.
roll, or
no, just the strength check. Yeah.
So just a strength check again.
I won't
Add
give
a
you the
penalty
on
again.
it. No, I won't give you the penalty on it.
All right. Well then,
In for a penny, in for a pound. I'm happy. I'm doing it. Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Are you both pushing? Oh,
Yeah.
go on, lads.
so do you want to describe how you're going to push it then?
As you're running, I'm using arms, legs to just throw myself back. I'm kicking myself back as I pull the rope. Like that rowboat sort of run.
Okay, so Ulick wasn't running; he was just step by step with the rope wrapped around.
Yeah.
He has a cord like muscles in his arms, and he has a wiry strength. If you've ever met those lads who don't look like they lift at all, but have a very, very freakish strength, that's Ulick, and he's been pulling. But if he's going to push it, what he's going to do is he's going to wrap his broken arm around this, and he's going to use it despite the pain.
Despite the pain.
I'm just pulling back. I don't know if he needs a foot, a meter, 100 meters. I'm just trying to. Just one big.
Benson, you can make that roll first, and then Ulick.
Piss flaps. No.
Hard success.
What happens here is that
16 over 55 for a hard success with Ulick.
And 93 over 50 for
excellent work. So, Benson, what happens to you is you throw yourself back and you're trying to pull the rope with you, but your hand slips. You get thrown back against the jaggedy, sharp rocks on the wall, and you're going to take some damage as the back of your head just cracks
I'm
up
sure
on
I
these
used to
sharp
do that
rocks.
all the time. It does nothing. You can get up and just wipe the blood off. It's
You
like
take 2 points of damage as you hit your head off the rope. You let go of the rope. You feel the slack of the rope just tighten. You grab your broken arm. You just say, fuck it, and you wrap it around. You pull. You can the searing pain from your arm just travels all the way up into your shoulder, into your head. All over your body now is searing with pain as you just put all of your strength into it. With a broken arm, you pull Charlie up. All the while, he's still riding at the knot, trying to undo himself. There he is lying you pull him up over the edge of the drop, and he's just on the ground, just tossing and turning, trying to get the rope off him. He's, I must release him, I must.
Can we hear him shout this?
Oh, yeah.
In an effort to relocate my shoulder and pop it back in, I'll give him a fucking slap to try and make him come to.
I'm looking for a place to put this charge.
Yeah, you can
blow this
anywhere at all in this area. Be fine.
Okay, so
but you need to light it, obviously.
Yeah. Would I understand enough of the mechanics of a dynamite to know how much time that wick gives me?
I think Peter Houlihan already mentioned it gives you 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm snapping it to.
Can I throw the other one down, or did you take it?
I didn't know. You can do that if you want to.
Yeah, he'll go. Monty, you're gonna need this. He'll just fuck it down.
I'll grab it if I can.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say. Yeah.
Charlie is going to go as
pineapples.
Can I ask, would Charlie want to, in the state? If he's still in the state, is he going to try and stop?
No, it's more. You just need to dig it out. It's not like that yet.
Okay, so it's a one-track mind. I'm not going to make any effort to try and get things. But I think Charlie is scrabbling to go back down. So as soon as you guys pull Charlie up, he's going to start clambering back down.
We'll grab him by the back of the belt.
Okay, and Professor Miles. While this is happening, Professor Miles is trying to light the dynamite. That's what's.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, rather than snap the cord, because the cords are actually kind of hard to just snap. You have to cut them. He's going to wrap it round the two of them. Now he's got both, but he's going to light it where he knows there'll be roughly about 30 to 45 seconds.
We're never going to get out.
As long as we get out of this part of the mine, we might be okay.
I don't have to outrun the lion. I just have to outrun you.
We give it a minute because I do actually have to climb out. So we're going to say a minute.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like we would have discussed this, given that, like, especially the further in that we went, Ulick definitely would have been like, lads, he'd be counting the steps. He'd be like, he's very, very, like, he's focusing on getting the fuck out. Like, he hasn't come through World War I for fucking nothing. He knows how to survive. And like, there would have been, I feel like there would have been this discussion, and he would have been, lads, you do not touch that fucking fuse, boys. No matter what unless there's something right in front of us and we need to blow ourselves all to fucking hell, you do not fucking do it.
I would argue this could be Monty Miles's decision at that given moment in time.
Absolutely. No, I'm just saying that there would have been chats going down, and I'm not gonna.
Monty, get your ass up here and we can throw it.
I tell you what, I am going to light it before I climb up, regardless. But what I will say is, if I can maybe do a roll, Mark, if you give me whatever percentage I need to roll, and then let's say it's definitely going to be a minute at least, but depending on what I roll, it's between a minute and 3 minutes.
Definitely got to be sleight of hand. Yep.
Okay.
Pineapples.
Okay.
Nice. I love it.
Because this is Monty panicking a little bit.
Instant kaboom on a really bad roll. No, I'm just kidding.
He's panicking a bit, wrapping it up, like he's seen what this has just done to Charlie. He really doesn't want it to happen to him. He's wrapping it up, he's lighting it and fucking it at the bottom of this hole so that it can explode it in.
Let's do it. Let's have that roll.
Oh shit! Do you know what? This is a do or die moment. I'm going to push it.
How are you going to push through? How is one pushing lighting of dynamite?
Okay.
He crosses his legs and holds that piss in.
How would I push to? So he's panicking. He's like, right, and then he just takes that 10 seconds to just breathe, think back to his teaching, think back to, okay, this is the length. We'll deduct like a third. He knows that this is 3 minutes worth. He's taking his time to calculate what the time would be on this chord.
Okay.
I've only got a 10, so this is really shit, but...
What the fuck?
Just for anyone listening, I got an 8 out of 10!
Ryan's an eldritch fucking horror.
Put a tick next to sleight of hand.
Ryan, I man you a pint at Tenacious Jobs a good one.
Right.
Alright, good man.
Put a tick next to sleight of hand, and you can, whatever the time you tell me, that's the time you got to escape. You are perfect.
He has 2 business working days. That's it.
I'm putting 2:30 on it.
2:30. So you got 30 seconds off. Okay.
Yeah.
Benson
All right.
just shot the dynamite. Fuck it.
So here's what's happening in the dome of where this creature is contained. Its milky eyes bearing down on Professor Monty Miles, who's ignoring it, looking down at the sticks of dynamite tied together placed in his hand. Benson's lighter in the other. Meanwhile, up at the top, Charlie is clawing at the edge, trying to... It doesn't matter if he pulls himself down to just fall, break his bones. He has to get down there. He has to release it. But Benson has caught him by the legs, pulling him back. Ulick, at this point, searing pain coursing through his body, just cracks the neck, joins Benson, trying to detain Charlie. Professor, you flick the lighter. You light the fuse just a little lower than you normally would. And it begins to burn. And that's where we're going to leave it.
I freaking love this game.
I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Goosebumps. That doesn't happen to me.
Yeah. I'm going to take that as a sincere compliment, my man.
Oh, right.
Absolutely.
So there you have it, gentlemen. We are in the end game here. The final
We're at the end of the shaft, guys.
We're at the end of the shaft now. You just have to pull out of there. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you guys for playing, and don't forget to drop us a like and a follow here on the podcast, and jump on over to the Emerald Collective podcast side of things on the Twitch channel or Discord channel.
And if you enjoyed this game, don't forget to head over to Drive Through RPG and pick up a copy of this adventure, No Silver Linings, written by our very own Keeper Mark, with illustrations by Becca
Connolly,
Quadruple Bacon on socials.
Fantastic artist, and
Very much
I'm
so.
proud to say a very good friend of mine. So yeah, check her out on socials.
It is a fantastic game. As you can tell, we are having a whale of a time doing it, and it is.
I thought you were gonna say you're having a blast. It's like, not yet.
Damn it.
Thanks very much, guys, and join us for the last episode, episode 15.
The last
Will the investigators
episode.
make it out alive?
Bye.
We'll find out.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Thanks, everyone.